There's something really healing about moving slowly in the morning. Hi, I'm Alail, a therapist romanticizing the slow life one cozy moment at a time. My channel is for the soft hearted overthinkers, the burnt out helpers, and the anxious creatives, and really anyone trying to slow down and reconnect with themselves. We do a lot of cozy hobbies like gardening, coloring, and the farmer's market. So if that sounds like you, then come along with me on my journey as I romanticize the slow life. I don't dress up much during the week, especially with virtual therapy sessions, but I like to make little rituals out of days like this. I picked out something soft and breezy, and I grabbed my favorite tote bag. I threw in my journal just in case I find a spot to write later. And I always forget how even the smallest acts, like brushing my hair, putting on earrings, and stepping into the sun, can feel like care. For example, lately I've been having not the greatest hair days. I have been trying to find my way back to being a curly diva, and it is not as easy as it used to be. I have been getting my hair straightened for a while just because it's been easier, but I love my curls and I want to make sure that I show them off. And so today was a perfect day for that, even if it made me a little bit later than I normally would be to the farmer's market. I like to arrive very early. I like to be one of the first people there so I can get all of the best produce and say hi to all of the members of the community that I can, and then have some more of the day left for me. But sometimes we have to make sacrifices, and it was a good sacrifice to feel more like myself. So this was the outfit that I chose. I am in no way a fashionista. I have never been very good at putting outfits together, but my friend gave me these shorts. I thought they looked good with a shirt that I already had, and I just threw on my Air Force Ones and decided, hey, why not? And I got quite a few compliments on my outfit, and I felt very confident, which is not always the case, but in the terms of self-care, I felt pretty great. And to no one's surprise, it was a gorgeous day here in Florida for the farmers market. We have more gorgeous days than not, and I consider we are at least lucky for that here. But there's just something about the farmers market that makes me want to take a big breath in and just exhale a little deeper than normal. It's color, the people, the community. It's kind of the reminder that things are still growing, even in trying times. And today I didn't come with a strict list. I mean, I rarely do, but I like to let the market guide me. So this week I found some different stalls that I wanted to check out amongst my regulars, and it was worth it. So first I headed over to my favorite stand, my Narbucha stand. My husband and I have a 48 ounce, I believe, refillable jar for our kombucha, and this is where we come every week or a couple weeks, and we have it refilled with a different flavor. It's made and crafted locally, which we love. My husband loves kombucha, so it's always a win for us. Then I headed over to probably my number one stand at the farmers market, the produce stand. This is Abundant Farms. I really love this stand. It's Black owned farm, I believe, in St. Mary's, and they know me well there. I know them, and like I said, I come every week or every other week, and I get the majority of my produce from here. And side note, these oranges smell unreal. I mean, seriously, it's absolutely crazy how great they smell. So I went ahead and got my produce. I got some sweet potatoes, and some then Brussels sprouts and some other things from the produce stand, and then I went ahead and paid and made my way to one of my next favorite stands. So this next stand is a bakery that is local to where I live, and my husband loves croissants, and so I get a lot of croissants from here for him, and sometimes I get their ham pies for breakfast and some loaves for my friends when I have the opportunity, and so I really enjoy coming here, and it is very, very popular. It's always busy, always sold out, and she's here explaining to me that they were in fact out of croissants that day, but that's okay. So then next I headed to another stand that my husband loves. If you didn't know, my husband is in school currently and he cannot come with me most times. So I try to get everything he loves when I come as a nice surprise for him. Even though it's not a surprise, he's gotten quite used to it. But he likes bread pudding, and that stand is one of my favorites as well. So I got him some of that, and then I waited in this long line, which is also worth it, to get some food. I got I have a caffeine intolerance, and so I actually ended up getting a non-caffeinated boba tea, which was really nice. And I mean, just look at that beautiful purple. Can you think of anything more gorgeous? And oh, there's me. um, but that tea was amazing, and like I said, for someone who can't have caffeine, it really hit the spot. So I went ahead and went back to my car, and I was gonna wait until I found a spot to journal to eat, but I was starving. I believe this was a few hours later, and I was so hungry. That's just me trying the boba. It was so tasty. I really loved it. So I drank that up. And then I ate the empanada that I got from the food stand that I waited in line for, and that was super tasty. That empanada was one of the best bites I've had in a really long time. Just saying. Go to your local farmer's market. Shameless plug. So then I just went ahead and grabbed my journaling supplies. Yes, that includes a Taylor Swift themed blanket. It's a very special blanket to me. It's handmade by a small creator that I found through TikTok years ago. So I grabbed that. I grabbed my book and my tote bag and my boba tea, and I headed out to find a journaling spot. It also happened to be record store day, and if you didn't know, I have a vinyl player, and I just stopped into one of the record stores in my town to just see what they had. Nothing really struck my fancy, so I headed next door to one of my absolute favorite shops. This is the store that started my love for plants, which then started my passion for gardening. And I love this store. I attribute so much of myself to them. It's the perfect amalgamation of things that just make up who I am. Okay, but that salted butter magnet, if it had been a candle, I would have bought it. I have been looking for something that looks just like that for a while, and I thought they almost had me. I also love Studio Ghibli, so seeing these notebooks here, again, just really speaks to how this place gets me. They've gotten so much of my money over the years. So I was just taking some more looks around, looking at their stickers, looking at, some of their candles, and I found something that would fit my candlestick a little bit better, which is really great because the last one I got was a little too thin. I picked up some hair clips, which I love for when my hair is straight, to keep it out of my face. I hate when my hair touches my face or my neck. It's just so much easier with gardening and the dogs to manage. So picked up some of those. And how cute was this Studio Ghibli cookbook? I wanted to get it so bad, but I didn't. I held restraint for some parts of this video, but what I in fact did not hold restraint for was this bag. Yeah, so the two guys in here convinced me to get it, and to be honest, it was well worth it because how cute is she? And I was just so excited about my little purchases. Yay, kind of unplanned, but self-care is gonna self-care. So then I found a nice spot for me to go ahead and journal. It was very secluded, and I set out all my supplies, and I started off with a little bit of reading. If you didn't know, The Hunger Games is my favorite series, movie, and book, and I have been attempting to read the books after already seeing the movies before Sunrise on the Reaping comes out next year sometime. So very excited about that. So I just got a couple chapters in, and then I pulled out my journaling supplies and I got started on just some gratitude and some different things to help reset my week. I am the type of journaler that likes to stick pictures and do sort of a junk journal, but not necessarily a junk journal, because I don't think anything in there is junk. But I really do like to be creative in my process as much as possible. I really used to think journaling had to be this deep, perfect thing, but now I see it as a way to witness myself. So lately, I've been starting with 3 simple prompts. How do I feel right now? What's something I need? And what's something I can let go of? So today, I wrote about how I've been holding tension in my body and how I want to invite more softness in my routine. Sometimes my entries are messy or short or full of scribbles, but it's mine and it's a place I can be honest without performing, which is really important. Being a therapist, being someone who has multiple jobs, trying to work your way through that process, holding space for others, it's really important that we hold space for ourselves. Journaling helps me slow down enough to hear myself. It's not about fixing anything, it's about listening, and sometimes that is enough. And here are some of my spreads on the handy cam. If you didn't know, I love old cameras. I'm also a photographer, and so I love video, I love film, and I love digital photography. It is one of my favorite ways to try and be creative. So I'm just using my HP Sprocket, I believe it's called, to print out these mini photos of my husband and I because I wanted to finish a spread of myself and him. And it's almost done. I just have to add in the words to these pages, and just look how cute. My Insta Mini to print out Polaroids that are actually curated, which is really nice. Sometimes you don't always get those perfect moments, so it's really nice to be able to print them out later. And again, with the Handycam, doesn't it just give that like nostalgia that we crave? I know, it's my favorite thing ever. And here's a little haul of what I got at Planet Circle. just to show you guys because I am still obsessed with this bag. So cute. So bag, my very first one. I got a Mon Cherie painting for my office. I got a butterfly and kiwi hair clip and a couple candles for my candlestick holder. So if you didn't know, I'm redoing my office and it is painted pink. Everything in here is pink. Pink has been the color since I was a teenager, so I thought that red would kind of go well. Again, not a super good at design, stylist, matchy person, but I'm trying here. So, and that was it. I just packed up all of my things and I headed out. I know a farmer's market trip and a journal page might not sound revolutionary, but to me, this is what healing looks like. It's choosing to care for yourself in small, consistent ways and to find beauty in your own rhythm, giving yourself permission to feel good without guilt. So if no one's told you this week, it's okay to move slower and to take up space. You're doing enough. Thanks for spending the morning with me. If this brought you any peace or inspiration, I'd love if you'd like, comment, or subscribe, or all of the three. It helps me continue to have a self-care journey that I can share with all of you.